We're here to show you how to make a vegetable stir fry. This one is really easily adaptable and you can add in any protein that you like. So here we've got, for example, some tempeh, tofu and rump steak. This recipe is awesome. You can use up any vegetable that you have left over in the fridge that you are reducing food waste and make it easily adaptable to anything that you have.
We've got Adam here with us today. He is here to teach us some really awesome knife skills so that we can chop up our vegetables so they look beautiful in your stir fry today.
Excellent. Thanks, Chelsea and Alicia. Firstly, we'll start with garlic. The easiest way to do it is just do a clove of garlic just on your board. Just give it a gentle press with your knife and then you can just peel the skin off or just with that there. It'll just slide right off like that. It's a bit unorthodox, but the best way to cut garlic is to go straight down the middle and then turn your knife over and use this flat side so you can crush it.
That is fascinating.
So you can just crush it just like that. It's really, and by using the flat surface of the garlic, it gives you a really firm sort of surface to work with, using your fingers. But yeah, so it's unorthodox, like I said, but it works really well and it keeps the garlic really perfumed. And then from there, you can literally just sort of go through it like that there. And the finer you chop the garlic, generally the more milder it is. Yep. So, you know, you don't have to go into a paste, but certainly that's enough for the stir fry. So corn, again, you can buy the corn pre-prepared, so it's all peeled and ready to go. But today we've got one from the garden. So again, corn's ready to pick when the tops go black like that. So that's just to, you know.
Yep, handy here.
Yeah, so it's quite stringy, but just peel it down like so. It can be quite messy, so if you can do it into a bowl, you can, and just snap that off like that there. The easiest way to clean corn is to put it on the bit that's been growing on the corn itself.
Yep.
Put it into a bowl flat side down, using a knife, just cutting down about sort of a centimetre off the cob like so.
I'm always so awkward doing it.
It is, and it's really messy. So, I mean, I encourage you to get your corn like this if you can. But also, you know, I mean, you can get it in the supermarket and it's all pre-prepared. It's just as sweet as well. So that's just a really easy way. And again, you can use that corn if you're making a soup or anything like that. You can use that in a vegetable stock, so you can just throw that straight in. After that, capsicum can be a bit of an awkward vegetable to cut. Like when I go to the supermarket, one thing I actually do, or at the farmer's market, is I try to grab the capsicum that's actually quite square.
Yeah.
So find the best one that's best shaped to suit what you're doing. That way you're not going in and out of all the different things. So again, cut the top off, cut the bottom off. Just pop that little bit of stem out there that you can't use. You can use that little bit of capsicum there. Again, cut them into workable size pieces. So again, noticing that it's actually quite square, it's quite nice and easy to work with again. So like that. These pieces here, I always like to cut up first and just sort of keep them nice and simple like that. Don't waste anything. But again, if you don't want to use the tops, you can certainly put them into a stock or a soup or anything like that.
Would you recommend skin side down so that you're not against that resistance?
That's a very good pickup, yeah. Just to keep it in little strips like stir fry, you want some different texture. I would encourage people just to use it, just do one slice on the slight angle and just roll the knife just gently like that. You don't have to speed your way through it, so that's the best way to do the capsicum like that. I won't do any more, I'll just leave that there. Broccoli, again, you can use the stem if you want to, but the best way to cut that into florets is, again, upside down and just cut the little florets like that. To do the stem, I'd encourage you just cut because it's quite fibrous, the outside.
Yep. Cut
that off there like so. And again, just cut that in half and then you can cut that into squares like so. Yeah, so that's the broccoli. The bok choy, or there's lots of different sort of vegetables that you can use. But again, I've given this a really good rinse because it grows in the dirt. It can get a lot of dirt in the middle.
Yep.
So again, just split it down the centre. Again, give it a little wash. Make sure there's no dirt in there. But again, just cut the core off like so. And again, I would just cut that in half. Yep. That's all you need to do for that one there. And then lastly, the cabbage. Again, this is a white cabbage. I'd encourage you to take the first sort of 2 or 3 leaves off because it can get really hard to do. And again, you can just lay that flat on your board and again, just chiffonade it just like that. So that's the easiest way to do the cabbage as well. So yeah, we're going to start off with our hard sort of root vegetables first. We're going to start off with the carrot, move into the capsicum, then the corn, then into the broccoli, cabbage and the noodles. So yeah.
Perfect. Alrighty, so we'll pop our heat on now because we're going to move into cooking our stir fry. And as Adam just said, we will start with our harder vegetables. So we're going to chuck a little bit of oil into the pan.
Perfect. All right, so we'll start off with the garlic. We'll sweat that off a little bit. And we don't want to burn the garlic, but we certainly want to just start it off just to get the foundation in there as well.
Beautiful.
And so again, you'll be able to smell that already. So,
yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, and it really only takes 20 or 30 seconds. So
Beautiful. Well, let us know when we're ready to start with the veg.
absolutely. I'd throw the capsicum in.
Beautiful.
Perfect. And we're not yet actually using any salt and pepper in this recipe either. We've got fish sauce, we've got some honey there, and we've got some soy. So that using the natural sugars from the corn and the capsicum and the carrot and everything else, we're just complementing that with a little bit of soy sauce, which is salty, and also the fish sauce as well. So yeah, okay, let's go with the corn. I'd throw the broccoli in.
I personally love a crunchy stir fry.
Exactly,
That's my favourite. Feels nice and fresh and just delicious.
Go with the cabbage. And it's really only 20 or 30 seconds between each vegetable, but it does make a difference in the end. Yeah.
Bok choy.
Yep. And that'll look a little bit cumbersome at the start, but it'll sweat down really quickly. And again, you want to keep all those different textures in the pan. So again, just give that a stir. That'll break down really quickly. We're using hokkien noodles today. We've just soaked them in some water straight from the kettle for about 2 to 3 minutes, just to loosen them up.
With your noodles as well, you don't necessarily have to use hokkien noodles. You could use rice noodles. You could just have plain rice. Anything that you really enjoy, go for that one. Noodles are really versatile as well, so you can get wholemeal, you can get gluten-free, so just suiting to your dietary needs.
Yep, throw the noodles in. Ooh, perfect. And what we'll do now is we'll just sort of let them sit on top for a second. Throw the honey, the soy, and the fish sauce in. And this will help coat the noodles and sort of create that sauce that we want as well. So if we'd have put it in any earlier, it would have evaporated and it just wouldn't have. And especially with the fish sauce and the soy, it keeps the flavours nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have lost them a little bit at the start. So yeah, let's just throw the cashews on the top. Perfect. And you can finish it with the cashews, or don't use cashews. You could use peanuts, or the crunch is really important to that texture as well. Yeah. Really, guys, that's it.
It is a great recipe that you can make in bulk, keep it in containers in the fridge, and you can just grab and go, take them to uni. There's lots of microwave hubs around the university that you can just heat it up and have a nice, nutritious lunch.
Yum.
So adapting the recipe now to add in a lean protein, we have our rump steak here, which we are going to add some oil to. And just give that a nice little stir through. And Chelsea, is that pan nice and hot there?
Yeah, it is. You want to have the heat medium to high for this one so we can get a nice sear on the meat when we're putting it in. So we're sort of just going to let this sit here for a little bit so that it can start to caramelise, so we can get a really nice flavour on the meat. So with our meat as well, we can cook as long or as little as you like. If you like your meat more rare, not so long in the pan. If you want it fully cooked through, leave it for a little bit longer.
Getting nice and brown.
And what juices there are in the pan, again, they can go on the stir fry as well.
Some added flavour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful. And this is really great, this recipe, because it is so adaptable and you can add in any protein that you choose. So today we have used a rump steak, but again, we've got some tempeh, we've got some tofu if any vegans or vegetarians want to add in a little bit extra protein. But then again, in the recipe, we've got all your mixed vegetables, you've got your noodles. It's a really nice, healthful, nutritious meal. And you can make quite a few, keep them in the fridge and have them for lunches during the week.